What's going on, Sprites and Spriettes? If you saw the thumbnail, read the title, and you're looking at the screen right now, you already know what I have for you guys next. But first, I want to introduce you guys to my Substack, blackbeardbartholomew.substack.com. My first newsletter is out right now. Check it out, guys. Palworld versus Pokemon. Pocket monsters are armed and dangerous. Go ahead and give that a read, guys, and don't hesitate to let me know what you guys think, all right? And please subscribe if it's something that you find yourself interested in. Second, I'm going to be having a giveaway coming up real soon, guys, and I'm excited to do it because I want to give, and I'm very excited to do this, guys, all right? So look out for the announcement for that coming real soon. It's going to be sometime this week, hopefully. I just want to make sure that I'm organized and I'm ready to go. And once I'm ready to do that, it's going to be announced, guys. So it's going to come out hopefully this week in one of these videos that I'm putting out. So stay tuned, watch these videos so that you know, you'll be the first to know and the first to enter and hopefully the first to win. All right, guys. With that said, let's get into this. Here I got the Retron 3 HD, 3-in-1 retro gaming console, guys. I'm excited to get this for a couple of reasons. You know, I've been out of the gaming loop for a long time, so long you know what I mean? I need a reintroduction. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a baby again to this stuff. I have no idea what's going on. And to be honest with you, now that I'm getting back into this, the whole gaming scene, it's like there are so many games out there that I just did not know existed. And I was too young to really understand what was going on around me. And I understand that now. So now that I have a better understanding of how much is out there to discover, I decided when I get back into gaming, I'm going to do it and try my best to start from the ground up, or at least as close to the ground as I possibly can, right? I'm trying to go as far back, but some of them are they're just too old, which I spoke about in my C64 mini video. But, you know, I'm giving it a chance anyway. In any case, so I'm saying to myself, it's going to be expensive to buy all of these consoles, you know, buy an individual NES, Super NES, Genesis, all of these things by themselves individually, and then go and buy a bunch of cartridges, a bunch of games for them all, right? So I was looking for an alternative, and lo and behold, we're out today, and I'm saying I need to get one of these Retrons. So I'm looking online and I'm seeing them and I'm like, okay, cool. You know, they're not too expensive, but they're a little pricey. You know what I mean? They're a little pricey. And, you know, you can't just be throwing money out there like that. So I stopped over at one of my favorite game shops out here in Toronto. And what do you know? I got a great deal on this Retron 3. Now, obviously, they have the Retron 5 and stuff like that, where you could play a few more consoles on it, like Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, stuff like that. I didn't think I needed that right now. And to be quite honest with you, I'm more interested in collecting for these consoles here, in particular the NES and the Genesis, more than the Game Boy right now. I played a lot of Game Boy growing up, so I think I kind of understand, you know, what's in store for me there. And I also have a couple of retro gaming handhelds, so I probably prefer. I think I'm gonna prefer playing Game Boy games and stuff like that on those handhelds as opposed to on a console like this, right? Especially because I'm used to playing Game Boy games on the Game Boy, you know, with the buttons on the Game Boy and stuff like that. Whereas these, you know, it's more fun to play the way that they were meant to be played. You know what I'm saying? So I grabbed this one. I think I got a great deal on it. It was used, but it looks brand new, guys. All right. So I'm gonna open it up and show you guys how it looks. And then I need some help from you guys. I'm gonna ask you guys for some help in the end. All right. And also too, before I get into this box here, another reason why I decided to grab this now is because the Toronto Game Expo, the 2024 Toronto Game Expo is coming up in just over a month. I believe it's March 23rd. So I'm doing my best. I think I'm gonna be nine. It's a 9 out of 10 chance that I'm gonna be there again. I went there once last year. They had two last year, 2023. I went to the one last year, March. I didn't go to the one that they had in the fall, and I'm gonna be going again this year. Hopefully, God willing, in just over a month. So I said to myself, this would be a perfect time to get this Retron, because while I'm there, now I have a reason to go and hunt for some games. All right, guys. So I'm doubly excited now for this expo. It was great last year. Apparently, they opened up the venue. It's a bigger venue. They're gonna have a lot more going on, guys. So I'm really excited. If you're in Toronto and you haven't been, or you have been and you just didn't realize they were doing it again, TorontoGameExpo.com, guys. They don't have anything to do with me. Didn't ask me to talk about it. I'm just doing it because I thought it was great. I thought it was fun. It was my first Game Expo ever that I can recall. I have a video up. I have a video up as well. I'm gonna put a link to that video in the description, and I'm probably gonna put it in the end screen too at the end of this video. So you guys are more than welcome to go check that out and leave comments on that video as well. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get into this. I'm excited. I already looked it over, but I'm doing it again with you guys because what the heck? Why not, right? Alrighty, let's get into this. Retron 3 HD by Hyperkin. Here we go. All right, so it is a used unit, guys. So if it looks like, you know what I mean, a little torn up stuff like this, please overlook that. Hopefully, it doesn't bug you too much. Alrighty, let me see. So here I'm gonna pull this out like that. Put this down like that for now. All right, there we go. So here we have two controllers. This is the Super Nintendo version. Guys, you know what? It feels real good. It feels real good. I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised. They even got some curves right here for that feel in the back. Oh, it's you know what? It feels a little small. Where's my Super Nintendo controller? It feels a little small compared to the original Super Nintendo controller, but I have my classic one there to compare it to, but it's packed away right now. We just moved, so it's some over there packed away. But you know what, guys? For the most part, it feels good. Buttons feel good. The D-pad's okay. I mean, for what it is, I think it'll do. This one is corded. I know the other ones, the Retron 5 comes with, excuse me, the the Retron 5 comes with a wireless version, but this seems to be good enough. This is good enough for me, guys. You know what I mean? It's a long cord as well, so at least I don't have to be hitched up right by the screen or anything like that. That's one of the reasons why I didn't end up getting the NES Classic. That cord was so short, it felt useless. You know what I'm saying? But I regret. No, I don't regret not getting it now, but I don't think I was gonna play that anyway. To be honest with you, I'm glad I got what I got. All right, so this is the NES one right here, guys. All right, alrighty. It has two. I don't even know the name for this. Like two little lumps here, two little curves. Like it dips so that it fits nicely. It gives a different feel than the original Xbox controller, but it's still good. All right, back. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So cool. That's that. And here we have which one is the Sega Genesis? The Sega Genesis version. Oh, this feels a lot better. You know what it is? I think it's really hard to make a good controller with the L and R buttons in the back here, where they feel good for everybody, you know, and not make it too different than the original. I've noticed that with a lot of controllers and a lot of retro gaming handhelds. It's like, especially when they make them smaller, those buttons at the back, they just they're not always the most comfortable to get to. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? because they're retro games, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not going to need them for a lot of the games you're playing, unless you're only playing Super Nintendo games and like Game Boy Advance games and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, here's the Sega Genesis version. This feels real good. It's a little fatter, so it fills the hands up a little more. The buttons feel great. The D-pad feels good. I like it. I like how my top fingers rest here as well. And again, it has the little dips at the back as well, so it fits and gives a different feel in your palms. I like it. These fingers here fit right in there, right in the crevice in the back there. So I'm cool with that. Good enough for me. Nice long cord as well. All right. And these here, it looks like they have the original connectors, like the original consoles, right? Which is nice. A nice little touch, makes it feel a little more original. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool as well. But if they had the USB, it would have been cool too. All right, so that's that. Put those over there. And here's the console, guys. Well, you know what? Let me leave that real quick. Let me dig into the box. What do they got here? All right, so you guys can see that they got the manual, the instruction manual. I'm gonna just leave that. It's a manual. It is what it is. And in here, it looks like they got the rest of the cords and stuff like that. So let's see what they got going on in here. All right, that's empty. Let's see what they got. So you got your HDMI. Oh man, you got what do they call these again? I think AV cables. If you still want to use that, that's cool. At least they give you the option, right? What do you got here? You got your power block. Nice. They actually give you one. A lot of these companies now are not putting that in there for some reason. I don't know why. They should put the USB cord, the power cord, and the block. They should not assume, especially for the prices these things go for. Just put it in there, man. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, right? So you got your USB cord here as well. All right. Your block. So for power. And another thing that this comes with is an adapter for the NES controller. Because they don't give you a third controller, they give you two controllers and then give you an adapter. So the adapter is the way that it works is you take your Super Nintendo controller, plug it in like that, and plug this into your console. Boom. And you can play NES games like that. All right. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate that they did that. All right. They give you so much in this box, they give you the adapters, good on Hyperkin for that. You know what I mean? Good on them for that because it saves a lot of headache. You buy something and you want to just play and you can't play because a company decided, to assume that you have some that they know you're gonna need. You know what I mean? So good on them for that. Alrighty, so I'm gonna put these aside here. And finally, guys, the console itself. A lot of you guys, may have some experience with this. Maybe you don't. So if you don't, here it is. If you do, here it is again. Maybe you have a newer version, an older model. You've been considering upgrading or just adding this to your collection. Here it is. All right. So on the top here, you got your three slots for your three different consoles: NES, Genesis, and Super NES. All right. You got your reset button, you got your power button, and you got this switch here so you can switch between the cartridges, right? So at the very top, SNES, middle, Genesis, and then at the bottom, you got the Super NES, all right? On the back, what do you got here? All right, on the back, we got our HDMI. What else we got? What else do we got here? We got our cable inputs here as well. You got your power input. And I think this might be the ratio to change the ratio. There's a button here to change the screen ratio. I think that's what that is right there, right? So if you want to do, I think it's like 16:9 and 4:3 or something like that. You guys know better than me about that stuff, right? But that's what you got on the back there. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys can see that. Now I'm going to just turn it over right here, and you got your two NES ports for two controllers. So that's where you're plugging your NES there. All right, your controllers. Here, when I turn it over again to the front, you got your two SNES controller ports. That's where you're going to plug in your SNES controllers. And then finally, you turn it over one more time, and you got your Genesis controller inputs there. That's where you're going to plug those in, all right? They give you two for each console, right? You know what I'm starting to like about this already? They didn't stinge out on this. You know what I mean? And I can see, and I would bet that the next one up is obviously it's even better. You know what I'm saying? So right off the bat, just looking at it, guys, in my opinion, if I didn't play it yet, I didn't turn it on yet or anything like that, but off the bat, it seems like they did their best to give you, your money's worth. I'm gonna turn it over here. On the back, it's you could switch between regions, guys. So the good thing about this is you're not actually stuck with playing uh, only games from Europe or only games from here, only games from the US, like North America and stuff like that. You can switch between regions just by flipping it over on the back. All right. So this is the NES here. You can switch between PAL and NTSC, right? And then here's the Sega. You can switch the Sega one as well. So they got PAL, NTSCU, and NTSCJ, right? So you have those options. Okay. And finally, you got your SNES right there, PAL and NTSC as well. All right, guys. So those are the options that they give you on here. I think that's great. I've never even had to deal with stuff like this before. I don't even know the difference between PAL and North American and all that stuff, man. I just played what I had. You know what I'm saying? I just played what I had. I remember growing up the first time, we had when we started playing. Oh, I'm gonna go back to Pokemon. Yeah, again. I had like Japanese versions. I had a Japanese Fire Red. You know what I mean? I don't even remember how I got it. I think I traded somebody for it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I had it. I tried to play it. That didn't work out. I'm pretty sure I sold it or gave it away or something like that. That didn't work out. But it is what it is. We played what we had at the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys, that's it right there. The Retron 3 HD by Hyperkin. Let me know if you guys have used it before. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know if you guys are planning on getting any in the future, any model at all. I'll be excited to hear what you guys have to say about it. I think the next one I'm gonna get is gonna be the one that plays the Game Boy games. You know what I mean? And I kind of got this model as well on purpose and not get the Retron 5 because I really like the Game Boy one. It's like a box and I like it. So and it comes in like black and gold and stuff. It looks fire. I want that on my table. I think it's a nice little it looks like a nice little collectible piece. It looks good. It looks easy on the eyes. So yeah, guy. This one here is like the see-through black. So there's a bunch of other colors. I like this one. I think they had a red one, but I chose this one. I like this one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, guys. Okay, now earlier I said to you guys I'm gonna need your help, you know? And the reason why I need your help is because right now I don't have any cartridges to play. I could have bought some today, but you know what I said to myself? I said, I'm gonna ask you guys to help me choose one game from each console to play for the first time on this. So when I go to the Toronto Expo, I'm gonna look for one NES, one Genesis, and one Super NES game to play. I want you guys, for those who give a damn, to help me decide what games I should get. Are there any games you think I might not know about? Any games that are worth going to go hunt for? And I'm gonna use that and crescent this Retron 3 with those three games. All right, guys. So let me know what your favorite games are, just games you think I should go and look for, and those are the games that I'm going to play first on this Retron 3, guys. And I'm excited to see what you guys have to mention. And I look forward to it, guys. All right. So one NES game, one Genesis game, and one Super NES game, guys. Leave your suggestions in the comments below. You always know it's greatly appreciated by me, and I'm gonna choose a few and see what I can find. Hopefully they're not too crazy expensive, guys. I'm on a budget, so I'm gonna try to stay within that budget. I'm not sure how much that budget is right now, but I'm definitely gonna be budgeting myself. So yeah, leave those suggestions in the comments down below, guys. What game should I get? One for each console that I should get to play for the first time on this. All right, guys, leave those in the comments. And yeah, guys, again, don't forget to check out the Substack, blackbeardbartholomew.substack.com. Check out the community, the community section on my page as well. There's a link there as well. There's also a link in my bio in the description. So yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys, to the YouTube and the Substack. And until next time, peace.